One thing you can do to reduce privacy anxiety is to decrease the number of form fields prospective customers have to fill out to complete a sale on your website. Another way is to add text that explains why you need to collect data and how you'll use it. You could either put it right in the form itself or in a special privacy policy section that you've added at the bottom of your pages. Customers can also develop usability anxiety, resulting from the frustration they feel when they have difficulty using your website. Poorly designed forms can confuse your visitors and even make them feel stupid, and that's all it takes to drive them from your site for good. You should also assume that even the clearest forms will result in user error. One way to reduce usability anxiety is to point out mistakes made on forms in a gentle and friendly way. For example, if you try to sign up at WordPress.com with a username that already exists, an italicized message will appear. Sorry, that username already exists. By apologizing and using unintimidating lowercase letters, people won't feel stupid about their error and are encouraged to try again. Blink number 8. Try to keep your visitors from getting distracted. Users go through 2 stages when they land on a new website: the initial impression stage and the message consumption stage. Distraction is a hazard during both stages, and when you allow their attention to wander away from your value proposition message and your call to action, then you end up with a lower conversion rate. Distraction in the initial impression stage can cause your visitors to leave right after they arrive. The initial impression of a website occurs within seconds and is based completely on visual stimulus. During this stage, users make a quick decision about their next action. Do they stay on the page because it looks interesting or inviting? Or do they leave because it's not visually appealing? Knowing this, it's important to test the different elements on your landing page. That is, the page visitors see first when they enter a website. Try different layouts and headlines that draw the eye and keep the number of images to a minimum. Be meticulous. Even minor details like background textures and asymmetrical designs can cause distraction. If your page has survived the initial impression, you'll still want to reduce distraction in the message consumption stage. Here, it's important to concentrate on the quality of your messages and interactions. Don't overwhelm your visitors with messages that all compete for their attention. Instead, focus on a few messages on each of your pages. This principle is widely known. Even politicians get the best results when they stick to a few talking points and repeat their position. It's no different for advertising messages. It's also worth reducing the number of choices a visitor has on each page. For example, if you're selling laptops, it'd be smart to present only a few basic options first instead of presenting your entire catalog at once. Blink number 9. Test your hypotheses and analyze the results. We've spent a lot of time talking about developing a hypothesis, but how exactly do you go about testing it? Start by building a test plan, which includes your test goals and the structure of your experiment. Your test goals will vary depending on your CRO goals. For instance, if your CRO goal is to generate more leads, then your test goals could be increasing online brochure downloads or newsletter signups. To measure your goals, you'll need to establish goal triggers, specific user actions that demonstrate that the goal was completed. If your goal is to increase brochure downloads, for example, then the goal trigger could be a thank you page that appears after a successful download. By calculating how many people come to this page, you can calculate how many times your brochure was downloaded. So, how long should your test last? It's not enough to gather data for just a few days. Rather, your test should run at least 10 days over 2 weekends to control for random variables. For example, it's entirely possible that your higher conversions on Sunday aren't related to your test goal, but simply to the fact that people have more time over the weekend to shop online. Once you've performed your tests, it's time to analyze the data and convert your findings into action. Be open to whatever conclusions you arrive at based on the data. You might find that changes you made to your site that you thought would be trivial end up having the biggest impact on conversions. Finally, remember that CRO is an ongoing process. It will take more than one test to optimize your website. What's more, your customers' wants and needs will change with the times, so you need to be ready to change with them. If you're doing things right, then you'll incorporate testing as a regular part of your operation in order to constantly drive and improve conversions. You've just heard our links to You Should Test That by Chris Goward. The key takeaway from this book is that great conversion rates depend on a lot more than just a great product. Rather, they're the result of an ongoing process of rigorous testing, scrutinizing, and experimentation. Last thing, we'd love to hear what you think about our content. Just drop an email to remember@blinkist.com with "You should test that" as the subject line, and share your thoughts.